Okay, recording this video on Sunday, the 15th of January 2023. It's just gone 1:47 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I am seeing on my charts. Going to get straight into the charts in this video, try and make the video as short as possible, but I warn you, I am a little bit coffeed up, so if I start speaking too quickly and garbling my words, I do apologize. So with this week's activity, we can see that we have broken into a confirmed uptrend on the E-mini daily chart here. The background is now printed in red here. That means that on a volume basis and a price basis, we are now in an uptrend. The price bars are painted red here because we are breaking through resistances on better sine wave, and we are above support here on better pro-am, which is trailing this stop down based on the professional activity. You can see the professionals were selling it down and picking it up at 3,700 back in October, and we're now breaking out of this channel into a confirmed uptrend. We're going to back it down through the time frames. Look at the 135-minute chart next. There are exactly 3 135-minute bars in a day session of the E-mini, and that's why we use the 135-minute chart here. You can see here we've got a nice exhaustion sell, bullish divergence pattern here, and that's the energy that's getting this move going. We're through 4,000, and the next leg up is through 4,100, so we're going to get that break kind of this week. There's all the blue professional bars kind of coming in October at the lows, 3,700 here, and that's what this whole move is based off. Then the 45-minute chart here, a little bit more trouble, and we've got to see some blue professional bars, which might mean that for the first couple of days of this week we might have a little bit of a reaction back until the professionals step back in, and that is because the last time we saw professionals on this chart was back here. Yes, they were taking profits here at 4,100. We kind of sold off from there, and the blue professional bars came in here but not down at the lows, and so that's why better pro-am has not trailed the stop down yet. So I'm expecting some blue professional bars to come in kind of early this week, somewhere between where we are and this 4,100 level here, and for the market just to back off a little bit to kind of test into those lows. We've got this resistance on the highest time frame that maybe will play in until we have that little bit of a pushback, and then blue professional bars come in at the lows from which we can bounce. 15-minute chart, you can see here it's super strong, this trend, because we keep on busting up through the end of trends, and the end of trends usually ripple through the time frames with like a left shoulder here with pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame. Another left shoulder ahead here with a pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame, and we're going through and making another pullback to end of trend. The market just showing us how strong it is, because at those end of trends where we'd expect to have a little bit of weakness, we keep on busting through them and stronger through here and through here. So the market is strong, but we got amateur bars kind of pushing up at these highs. We've got better momentum kind of weakening a little bit. So let's see if we get a little bit of pushback early in the week, and then we bounce from there. Tick bar chart here, the 13,500 tick bar chart, which sometimes looks like a 20-minute chart, sometimes looks a little bit more kind of detailed than that, maybe a 10-minute chart. And you can see the activity looks slightly different. Remember, the 15-minute chart is based on the day session only, so it's at es.d. But on the tip bar chart we're using the 24-hour trading, so it's at ES, so it shows you day and night. You can see here this 4,000 level is absolutely key resistance on this highest time frame. First time we pushed into it was with Rambo patterns, so we had a little bit of weakness from there, and this time we've got some blue professional bars kind of coming in at those highs, but there's no exhaustion pattern at those highs. So who knows, we could break through 4,000 and have some strength until we go back up to look at 4,100 before we come back down. But I'm looking for blue professional up bars into this move, from which we'll have a little bit of weakness until we kind of test back down. So that's what I think is going on with the E-mini. Let's start looking at some other markets using our triple signals based on the 3 non-correlated beta indicators. And look at the signals being generated themselves. Now, this is the 13,500 tip bar chart for the E-mini. You can see the last week, so the weeks are marked with the vertical yellow lines here. So this is the last week's kind of trading activity. We had a couple of short signals going on, but they weren't really convincing because we didn't have blue professional bars at the highs coming in with exhaustion buy. These signals are all based off this exhaustion buy pattern, which is really getting the move going. So we haven't seen anything like that at those highs to give us a really kind of confirmed uptrend. So that's what I'm looking for this week on the E-mini. We've had a little bit of weakness coming in with the 10-year notes here, and you can see here this is a little bit more kind of convincing, where we had exhaustion buys at the highs with a bearish divergence coming in with the grey background showing us that we're overbought on better sine wave, and then we're busting through the professional trailing stop with better pro-am, and there's our signal, and we got a little bit of a test back down and some weakness on Friday's trade here. So better signal kind of coming in on 10-year notes. I'm kind of bullish in the longer kind of the swing trading charts on the 10 years, but this week's activity we could see some weakness in the 10 years, but it's not set up yet on the E-mini. Now, we've had some good trades on the currencies. I was long euro, took profits on my euro trade and got out, and I'm actually long corn at the moment, and that was based off this signal the prior week. So this is the euro kind of bottoming here at 5.5, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars, getting the move here. Whoops. Getting the move going here with this pattern busting up through those resistances, and we get a strong move up. I took profits at 108, kind of just above it, kind of in this first move. And then we had a lot of volatility here, and we've kind of kept on moving to 109. But no exhaustion buy on the upside here, no blue professional bars at those highs, so we've not seen a kind of reversal signal kind of yet on the euro, but the euro trade has been really nice on the tip bar charts. Less so on British pound here. We haven't had any signals for the last couple of weeks. The last signals we had were kind of 3 weeks ago here. Not a whole bunch of blue professional bars at the lows, only the ones kind of pattern here during this week's activity. So British pound not really signaled. The Aussie dollar has been a nice uptrend, kind of started with this move around Christmas time, and this little test back down with exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, bang. Nice for an entry into that, and we've got no blue professional bars at the highs here on the Aussie. So the Aussie has kept on moving higher. And Japanese yen. Japanese yen was really strong, but again, we never got exhaustion sell on the downside here, and the only blue professional bars that kind of came in were like that kind of Aussie dollar signal here, kind of midweek here, where they kind of stepped in and pushed it up. And so this is, again, in an uptrend because we've got no exhaustion buy patterns at these highs. We could have a little bit of weakness in these charts because we've run pretty hard into this overbought kind of situation, but we don't have an exhaustion buy pattern and not a whole bunch of blue professional bars coming out the highs. So the uptrend is not over in these Forex charts. So that's all the Forex charts, the E-mini, the 10-year. Bitcoin. Bitcoin extraordinary moves this week. We're up at 21,000. Last week's activity, you can see here all of these signs of strength, a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of getting this move going, and it's just continued to trend up and up and up. No blue professional bars though here up at the 21,000 level here. Last time we saw them were at 20,000, so the trailing stop is quite a ways away, but we've had exhaustion buy and bearish divergence kind of come in, so we're sat in this kind of channel here. But Bitcoin's looking super strong at the moment. On the daily chart here, just want to show you what it looks like here, because we've now kind of completed a little bit of the round turn. So I use the 480-minute chart of Bitcoin, which gives us 3 bars during a day's trading for Bitcoin. You can see here the low at 15,000, 16,000 with marked with exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars kind of come in here, bang, 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 and then finally we're breaking out. This is a little bit of a U-turn here, so this is super important. I didn't expect this when I did my kind of end of year, new year kind of review of the daily charts here. Bitcoin was not looking all that interesting. I'm a bit fed up with Bitcoin, but with this week's activity, I wonder if that's kind of an important low has been put in over the last 3 months kind of trading of Bitcoin, and all the bad news, or most of the bad news, is out. But not sure I want to buy this breakout at this point. Going to wait for a little bit of weakness before kind of stepping in, but that's an important kind of move on the daily chart here. Gold and silver. Gold continues to power on. We keep on getting kind of signals here. None of these have worked out. We keep on powering kind of higher. Silver, we haven't had any signals at all for the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks. So that's kind of unusual on those charts. But copper, nice signal from last week with these lows. This is a nice pattern here. A whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of coming at the lows, selling it down in order to get people kind of freaked out at 375, stepping in here to hold it with exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence, oversold on better sine wave with background in red, and then we break about above the trailing stop on better pro-am, and that gives us a triple signal here. So bang bang, couple of triple signals, bang, we've raced ahead from 375 up to 425 up here, which is great on copper. Crude and natural gas. Now crude has been pretty strong this week, but it never signaled down here at the lows because the patterns were all kind of screwed up. We got our exhaustion, sell and bullish divergence come in. We got the blue professional bars kind of come in, but we didn't have oversold on the better sine wave kind of coming in before this bullish divergence. We got an overbought kind of signal here on the background, so it never generated a signal. Everything needs to come together in the right kind of order for the triple signals to work, so it hasn't signaled long on crude, but crude has been strong this week. And then natural gas has been weak. We've got all these short signals down here. We don't have exhaustion sell on the downside here. We have exhaustion buy at this point, and that's why the market is weak. Now, corn, I'm actually long at the moment because we've got signals on lower time frames than the 900 tip bar chart. It was pretty messy on this 900 tip bar chart here with exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence. A whole bunch of blue professional bars, a bit of a U-turn here. Kind of buying it up, and then at those lows kind of picking up these lows. That was a super strong kind of move down, and then there must have been some kind of announcement this week. I don't know what it was. I just took the trade based on the breakout on the 300 tip bar chart here. You can see all the blue professional bars getting the move going here. So corn trade's kind of working out. It's got to get through this level here to be a really nice kind of winner. On the daily chart though, you can see here potentially this is a bit of a U-turn here. So the blue professional bars forcing it down and then picking it up here. So I don't know where this is going to go. A whole bunch of sign of strengths kind of going on here. That's a stair-step trade on the daily chart here. So I'm holding that. Let's see if we can get through this 700 level here. That would be very nice. So going back to the tick bar charts here. So corn looking strong at the moment. Soybeans, yep, also looking strong at the moment, but we didn't have a kind of a classic setup here. Now, why didn't that signal? Yeah, we never got oversold. Blue professional bars step in here right at the lows. We kind of get going, kind of trade in this pretty violent congestion zone here, but we never had a background printed in red, and that's why we never got a signal. It broke better pro-am, it got exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence, but we didn't have an oversold on better sine waves. So that's why soybeans didn't trigger. And wheat, we've not got exhaustion sell on the downside here. We've got blue professional bars kind of stepping in here and here to get the move going. So there we go. The ags might be starting to move this week, which I think based on last week's video, I wasn't particularly keen on the ags, but anyway. And we don't really have very neat and tidy kind of signals coming in, but let's see. So long corn at the moment. Let's see if that trade kind of works out next week. So don't know what to say. I think we've had a pretty strong week so far. For me, just watching the 4100 level on the E-mini and to see whether we reach that and run into a little bit of trouble here on the 45-minute chart here. That next blue professional bar is going to be telling for where we go after that. Anyway, so quick run through the charts. Hopefully that video wasn't too long. Do hope your trading is going well, and looking forward to next week's trade.